I'm right in the middle of listening to Ollie's ball game, and he just got a single. So I figured I had some time before he come up again. The team is winning 6-2. They lost their game this afternoon, but it looks like they do good tonight. If they win tonight, they're in the final. I'd hate to get all the way to Buffalo and find out that they're out of the tournament. But I gambled. I gambled on the fact that they play well tonight, and so far, so good. So fingers crossed in that regard. That would be the cap, the cherry on top of a tremendous week for me, for all of us. Man, I alluded to it in my quick video this afternoon. My phone, it was this cord that Paddock Judge's, I think it's her grandson, had a charger that fit my phone, and it started charging. I asked him to name his price. I want that charger. So I ended up buying the charger off of him, sight unseen, and it's working. My phone's up to 85%. My iPad's holding strong at 80, although the cord I bought yesterday isn't even working. My God, I hate that. But this one is. So hopefully it keeps that way. It stays that way. As I said, it's been a busy week and a busy few days. And I had made a video this afternoon in between races after Patrick had raced. He raced very good, by the way. Maybe a hair flat, but he raced good. And I had said, I think we all have times in our life that we remember, right? Your wedding day, the birth of your children, certain Christmases or trips that you took with your family. But I gotta be honest, this feels like it might be one of the best times of my life. And obviously horse racing plays a big part. The only downside right now is that Amy and I said the other day, we're happily divorced. She's in Ontario, I'm in Ohio, Pennsylvania, going to be in Kentucky, and we are together when we can. We're going to be together tonight and tomorrow at the ball tournament, and then I have to go to Kentucky. Aside from that, we're fine in that regard, but it's very hectic. But when I look at what's going on, I may only be able to listen to my son play baseball tonight. Amy's sending me a few videos, but so excited to see him play tomorrow, and happy that his team is winning, and then to go out and Arrowhead Hanover wins last night. Now obviously the purse wasn't high, but an indicator that he is a major player in the state of Pennsylvania. And then to go out today, we know time is on my side. It's an underdog. You look up, he's double digits the whole time. Nobody's really talking about him. They're all talking about Dave Miller's horse and Todd McCarthy's horse that won the final of the Adios. But it seemingly seems to have written us off. Here's a horse that raced just behind, charging second to Captain Albano last week. And the way that I saw the program, I thought we were going to get a great trip. We ended up with a really good trip. Maybe I had to pull the trigger a hair too early because Aaron's horse was starting to backpedal. Maybe Aaron's horse let Captain Albano off the hook a little bit in the second quarter, 25-4, 54 flat. That should have been a scorcher, 53-1, 53-2. And if that's the case, maybe I'd get a real run at him in the last turn. Who knows what would have happened? Maybe Dave wins. I don't know. The way I saw it unfolding was Aaron blasting. If Aaron blasts and does not let James get ahead of him going into the first turn, then one of two things has to happen. Dave and Todd have to play hardball with everybody, or they just let both of them down in front. Todd moves to the front. I don't know that Dave can come. That would have been catastrophic if that's the way it took place. If Dave Miller's released to the front, coming in front of the stands, Captain Albano sitting second, James and Aaron are third, no one is coming. I'm first over. So maybe be thankful for what didn't happen and be happy with what did happen. We were a player behind two heavy favorites. If there were two races, seemingly there was, the race between Captain Albano and Wish You Well and everybody else. They weren't major layovers, just the way the race was going to set up. They looked like the two horses definitely to beat. And they were. And that second race was still good horses, right? James's horse, the Huntsville, had the 9-hole, but still had a run at them. Ended up in the 2-hole. Doc's horse was in there, right? Cody horse. It was a good bunch of horses. And we bested the rest of them. Came from 6th at the half to do it. 7th at the half. Well, it was on the outside. 7th just before the half. At the half, I was maybe 5th on the outside. The horse raced great. 49-4, fastest mile of his life. As I said in the video I did just after the races, the thing that is so good about Time Is On My Side is he hasn't hit his ceiling. You can tell when a horse gets there, they might get incrementally better. But you can say this is the best version of this horse today. We haven't seen the best version of this horse. I would bet very good money on it. This horse, if he continues to progress the way he is, may end up being a major player in the 3-year-old scene as we head into. He may not be paid into everything. He's paid into the Jug. He's paid into the Breeders' Crown. He's paid into the Matron. He's paid into the Hemp, where we'll be on the 17th. And the best news of all today. The best news of all today. I was sitting there with Ian Moore. Now, for those of you who don't know Ian Moore, Hall of Fame trainer. You know, very, very good veterinarian. Also a pilot. He flies everywhere. James flew with him today. I said, well, Doc, you're going to be at the Poconos with Clever Cody in the 3-year-old division, right? Probably. Mention you want to go home for the Gold Cup, right? Yeah, I could. He got on his phone and looked at everything. He said it's a 4-hour and 15-minute flight. We can make it for the Gold Cup. So as of right now, I'm happy to report I can be at the Poconos on Saturday afternoon, August the 17th, for Time Is On My Side in the Hemp, Drebin in the Beal, and ready for landing in the Beal. And I can catch a plane, and I can still make the Gold Cup at Saucer if we're lucky enough to get in the final. Now, what has to go right? The weather has to be good. Can't fly in a thunderstorm. The weather has to be good. We have to make the Gold Cup and Saucer final first. And I hope there's 3 divisions this year. I don't know who's going or what's going on, but if there's 3 divisions, which I believe are Saturday, Sunday, Monday, in the past I think they have been. If that's the case, I'd like to get Saturday, Sunday. James is going to go drive both horses in the eliminations. And he can't go. You might say to yourself, well, he can make the Gold Cup too. Well, hold on. He's got another place to be. He's got the Wellwood that night. We have horses eligible to the Wellwood also. And the Philly division. Peaceful Way. So an exciting time for us. We have a horse that is creeping into the division, the division of the best. Right now, obviously, Casey's horses weren't there. There's better 3-year-olds out there than Captain Albano, but those are players. And he showed that he belonged. He can hang with them. And I don't think if they go in 48, 47 in front of him, that they're just going to pace away from him. He's just learning to go fast, this horse. He likes it. Pulled up with his ears up, throwing his head, going back to the paddock. He knows he raced good. Just so pleased with the effort. And I also had said earlier, somebody said, oh, great job by Tim. And Tim has done an amazing job with this horse and all our horses, and always does. And truthfully speaking, this stable, it's about camaraderie. It's about bringing new people into the industry. It's about cheering for one another, but it's about giving honest horsemen an opportunity to race horses. Harry Polton, my buddy Dominic, Jason, Tim Twaddle. These are all hard-working people that have been in the trenches their whole life and deserve an opportunity. And if we can facilitate that, if we can give them that opportunity moving forward, then good for us. So to see Tim do good today, a horse that came from Harry and Dominic and trained down by Jason and myself this winter. This is an entire, they say it takes a village. Everybody in our village helped out with this one. Everybody. And it's just such a great feeling to see the horses do well. I was a little disappointed with Mounts for All, but I talked to Megan after. I said, is everything okay with the filly? She said, yeah, she's horsing really bad. Really bad. Her blood wasn't great. She goes, just didn't have a good week. She's a tough filly, tough mare. She'll bounce back. Arrowhead, all her horses in Kentucky. Just when we've been blessed by such a fantastic year. And I've been lucky. I'm happy to write positive things about the stable. I'm happy to be optimistic. You look at this week, Brace for Landing starting to come into his own. He's not an open trotter yet, but man, he is starting to get better. All Gas No Brakes coming back alive now for all our partners. He raced great last week. James is at the Battle of Waterloo. Why not use Tyler? He drove him pretty good last week, and now he knows him good. Probably give him an honest run this week too. Yo Mister's been racing good. Rose Run AJ just picked off the wire. Ohio Pacing Colt. Then I went down Tuesday to drive High Hopes and Oh Hell No. Both of them raced great. One was fifth, but raced great. I'm very, very cautious with her. She's just learning and wanting to be a better horse. I just didn't want to give her a reason to look to get out. And she didn't. She did her work well. If I'd have kept her really close to everybody, who knows what would have happened out of that race. She was good the other night. Oh Hell No raced awesome. Trying to run down that horse in 58. She looked great. Now this week, Chris Lems is driving Oh Hell No. We'd entered 2 horses in the maiden to make it go at Northfield. I'm going to drive Ali Scott Grid, who's been training good, qualified good. I want to get a race into him. His first start's August 9th in Springfield. I'd love to go to Springfield. I'm going to try and go if I can. Drive these 2 horses. I would absolutely love to. We got the Wednesday. Freedom Hill raced her butt off. Finished 3rd, raced very, very good. Beat fair and square. And I think we are going to look to pivot to the Buckeye with her, which means she's going to miss the Ohio State Fair because the Buckeye at Urbana is 5 days later. But she's racing so good right now. A 2nd and a 3rd in the Sire Stakes, that alone maybe possibly secure her a place in Consolation. So let's focus on the Buckeye. Get to the final of the Buckeye. That'd be good. Lonely Lakewood raced good. Again, he's coming alive. Finished 2nd. And actually, he too has a Stallion Series. If he races good this week, he's not even in this week, is he? I don't think he's in on Wednesday. Might take him. Wednesday. 1st is next Wednesday. 2nd. He could theoretically race next week at the Meadows. If he races really, really well, he'd have to trot in 55, which would be better than he ever has. If he did, then we could potentially race him and our newest horse, Casanova Hall, in the Stallion Series the week after on August the 9th. Oh, August the 9th. That's the day. They race in the afternoon. Can I make it to Illinois for the night? Illinois State Fair, I think, is an hour drive from O'Hare Airport, if I'm not mistaken, Springfield. Wow. Hunter can drive both of them. If it came down to just those 2 things being on that day, I think I would go to Illinois. Hunter can drive Lonely Lakewood. Somebody can drive Casanova Hall. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Aunt Lily raced good. Still not on her best form. The track was really hard. Get on the right line late. Scoped good though. Very telling. Scoped good, which makes me believe that her feet were stinging her a little bit. Maybe she needs a little vet work done. Waiting for the blood work on her too. Or maybe Mike's got it. I don't know. But I'm sure she'll bounce back. And she's going back to the scene of the crime, so to speak. She won the Next Generation in Scioto. This will be her first start back on that track since her victory next week. Don't talk about Bruno and George of the Jungle. Both got the monkeys off their back, so to speak, and we're both winners. Brett McDonald drove both of them. fantastic. Now Thursday we started to get really, really, really busy. Kings County did what he could in the open, shot at 53. Serious Dragon, a winner of 51 and a piece. I talked to John and Dave about, they were two people that sold their shares of Serious Dragon, and I told them, when it comes to moving the horses around, just be careful, right? Going from Mohawk to the Meadows would be like going from the Meadowlands to the Poconos, right? It's tougher racing at the bigger tracks. And take nothing away from the Meadows, but it's tough to race at Mohawk. It is a tough, tough place to race. And to go out and do well there is a feather in your cap. If you can go do well at the Meadows and then go to a place like the Meadows or Northfield or the Poconos or Philadelphia, you're going to have good luck, I think. Serious Dragon had some scattered, some races that were scattered, good races that were scattered. Race second, then he was seventh in his last race. He was terrible. Walked under the wire, ninth. New place, fresh set of lungs. Man, did he come to play his last three. 2 wins in a second has looked great. One more win, he's out of that class, but you know what? I think he can do in those middle condition races. Maybe. He's been good. Really good. Stay close. Absolutely jogged. Tough horse. He got it chewed up a little bit at Northfield. Come back to the Meadows. Bigger track, softer field. Man, he knows when he's a man amongst boys. When he's supposed to win, he looks bionic doing it. Drawing off winner, 27-4 on the end of it, earplugs in. Just a nice horse. That's what good horses do. Winners win. But then the wheels fell off. I went to Ohio. The Colts didn't race that great. I don't play nice. He made two breaks for no reason. Well, we're going to fix that. Just stuff the hobbles on him and race him Wednesday at the Meadows. He wants to play around? Fine. We'll give you something to play about. He's going to work hard for the rest of the summer, that colt. We changed his shoes a little bit, put the hobbles on him. Tim is going to race him now. We're back in short order. I have not sat behind him with the hobbles on, so it'll all be new for him, and it'll all be new for me with him. Cadeau did what he could, but it was a little flat. And the horse said, LT Troubadour raced terrible. He's leaving. He's not staying. That's how bad he raced. Chicago Hall raced great. I said to James, I didn't want to be too hard on James. James knew I was mad. But given the circumstances, from James's point of view, he'd already moved him twice. He couldn't move him in the last turn. I get it. I understand it. And he knows he's a good horse now. I had a very good conversation, short but good conversation with him about the colt. I said, I'm over it. I don't want to punch your head in anymore. He said, but now he's a good colt. He was very good. Very good. It was one of those things where James, he didn't race great in the start, in the Tompkin gears, and then he raced okay. We knew he bled. James knew he bled, but it's hard to extrapolate that data and say, well, he's a much better horse now because he's on Lasix. Well, there's no guarantee of that, right? And that's where James was coming from. Was without that guarantee, without that certainty, he couldn't drive him just a little bit harder. And I get that. That's fair. It's a fair ball. But I do believe he knows now he is one of the best horses in Ontario. I believe he is. And I know that they went faster in the other divisions, but he was in top speed hitting the wire the other night. No blood found, no mucus. We have him under control now. We have him where he's going to be able to race. And I think we're going to have a great summer in Ontario with him. So you think about all the horses we have that could have great summers. Arrowhead, Hanover, take your pick of the horses, Momentum Warrior, any of those horses in Kentucky. Captain Incredible's qualifier was incredible the other day. No, it wasn't incredible. It was good the other day. But a very subdued 57-28. I can tell by the way James and Harry were talking that there's a lot still under the hood. A lot still under the hood. Race him once, qualify him again, send him to Kentucky, I believe, and then go from there with Captain Incredible. I believe that's probably going to be the plan with him. Resolve Indeed also qualified great. Harry was very happy with her. So these are horses coming up. Gaslight Hall, Princess Dream. These horses are still coming. and we already have a strong lineup this year. Friday night, man, what a night. What a night. The 3-point blue chip was good. Bad spot to be in first over. I just couldn't do anything about it. Rose from Alexandra was awesome. Third, beat one leg, 54-1. She looked great. Gypsy Hill, a winner and a half, looked awesome. A great tightener for him going into next week. Manhattan Money was good. Ready for Landing was great. Prince Charmer passed at the half, but come back on and won at the wire. Looked great. Arrowhead Hanover was spectacular. I'm glad I was hard on him in May. A little tough love, because he has really polished up, and he is a good colt right now, a very, very good colt. And as I said, the surprise of the day was Fire and Shine. She might only have been third, but watch where she came from. She was another zip code at the half. She raced huge. Gorgeous Package, 55 flat. Collector raced good. And then we go to today. Coming off a great night. I'm just so hopeful that Time Race is good. And so excited about racing them. We get to the race. Everything went almost according to plan. Favorites, they were the best. But we were the best of the rest. And Time is on my side, finished third, 49-2. His first sub 50 mile of his life, and did it good. And James looked right at me after the race. He goes, I can honestly say, I would not have believed that horse can do that. Because he was just ordinary last year. James didn't get to see him this year. And when he did, he was beating up on Nalmerza 2, Nalmerza 1, that pop-up series. Then we rested him. You have no idea how unique and rare it is to start a 3-year-old in December and January. Rest them, bring them back, have them race good, rest them again, and come out and finish third in the Adios. Do you have any idea the avenues that opens for us? The ability to do that, to know that we can race a horse in that manner. It changes everything. Everything for us. Instead of resting them, hoping they come back before stake season, we have the opportunity to race those horses in with horses that should be inferior to ours, if they actually turn out to be okay stake horses. That is a game changer for us. It really is. Patrick the Piranha, Blue Ventura, both horses raced their butts off. I thought Patrick could have been a little bit better, but he was good. He was good. Blue Ventura scoped good too. So I think there's stuff we can work on there. I found him a little bit overweight, actually. Fix that easy enough. Sid and Timmy's Australian. He likes to gallop, right? They love galloping them over there. Maybe we'll gallop him in between. Take some of the tub off Tubby. Put the flip-flops back on him for a little while, too. He was good today. Country Dancing, 52-4 with a 2-year-old filly. We're not talking about her like she's amazing, because it's a tough division. It's a tough crew. But she belongs. 52-4, 29 flat, and she will, trust me when I tell you, she will get better. I'm almost positive of it. Time was great. Tactical Mounds, a little flat this week. She was horsing bad and her blood wasn't great. Can't race with the best horse in the world and not be on your game. But you can't have them on their game all the time. It's just timing. She's in heat bad. It happens. Westland Warrior, Memento Mori, and our newest horse, Rock Shining Star, races tomorrow. I can't wait to see them go. Sunday, Kentucky's going to be a lot of fun. We have the two horses that are actually in Matt Mays. They have 20 races in Lexington, I believe. 19 or 20 races. Grand Slam Dio starts early. Green Glitter. They both start early in the morning, 12, 12:30, early in the afternoon. And then we have Rosetta, Jamboree, and Etrant. This will be Drebin's last start before we race him once more in the States before the Beal. So win, lose, or draw, he's coming to the States after tomorrow, or after Monday. Save America races Monday. So does Brace for Landing. And so does All Gas. No brakes. Now, I'm on my way home. I just stopped in Erie. I hate going to McDonald's because you know what? It tastes great going in. And then an hour later, your guts just flip right over backwards. It's the only place where you know your guts are going to hurt in 2 hours. Be like, goddamn cheeseburgers are so good. So I'm going to have one. I'm going to get a bite to eat on my way through, fill up on gas again. I'll be home before midnight. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up, watch Ollie play baseball. So happy. And as soon as the game's over, I'm going to head to Lexington. Now, Amy, it's a lot to ask her to go to. I'll ask the girls if they want to go. That'll be up to Ava and Addie. Addie's a bugger. She loves the traveling, too. If they want to come, they're welcome, too. But it's Kentucky, 8 hours straight away. We're going to get there around midnight. Wake up tomorrow. Go to the races in Kentucky. Or as Addie calls it, Kentucky. Then we're going to leave Kentucky, and we're going to head towards Pennsylvania. I'm going to qualify a bunch of horses, a slew of horses, and school them Tuesday. Now, Tuesday night, race office called, said, Anthony, I can't get a hold of Harry, and we need a driver for Century Legion Tuesday. I'll drive Century Legion Tuesday. I'll come home. Gives me time. I'll leave after the qualifiers, get a bite to eat, and head back to Ontario Tuesday. And then when I'm done that race, come back to the Meadows to race Wednesday afternoon, Northfield Wednesday night. The Meadows Thursday afternoon, Scioto Thursday night. Either Scioto or the Meadows Friday night. And the Meadows and Scioto Saturday next week. This is the busiest time of year for us racing, but you know what? I will stretch myself translucent if it means that we're going to have the summer we're having right now. It's easy to work like this when you're driving around with a smile on your face all the time, and I couldn't be happier. So for me, I truly appreciate the opportunity you've given us, you've given me, and as I said when I started the video, this very likely could be the time of my life this summer. I get to watch my kids grow up and play sports, and I get to watch and be a part of the stable's success on the track. Thank you again. I truly appreciate it. Man, it's almost August. It won't be long now if we're talking about baby sales again. Soak it up. It's a great summer for us thus far, and I hope it keeps going moving forward. So, again, thank you all. It means a lot. I hope you're all having a wonderful summer. I know I am, and I will talk to you all very soon.